Hello everyone, my name is Ibrahim Mukaila and I am an instructor with Zacrac Learning. In this video, I'll be showing you how to create a date table. One of the most used things in Power BI in reporting is what we call the date table. Why do we need a date table? To me, one of the most important reasons why one need a date table is to have a central place to filter anything that has to do with date. And you can use just one of them and do the filter. So rather than having using a date table, a date column in table A to filter table A, a date table in table B to filter table B, a date table in table C to filter table C. So you can just use one uh, uh, table to filter everything at all. Let's say I have about six tables here, and each of them has a date in them. And I just want to create a date table to do that. Yeah, of course, there's more reasons why we could need a date table, right? So, instance, to have a year column, month column, a quarter column, and many others like that. So to create a date table, I'm just going to come here so we can see to data. So we can see the data actually we are trying to create. So because I want to create a table, right, I'm going to click on new table. To create a date table rather, there are two ways we can create it. There's something we call calendar and there's something we call the calendar auto. We'll try the two out. So let's call the name date with calendar. I'm just to do that, we just call calendar and bring this out. So when we're using calendar, we need to explicitly provide a scalar thing inside that say the start date and then the end date. It doesn't have to be scalar. I can decide to pick the minimum and maximum date within a particular table, right? But in this sense, let's say I want to pass in a date and I'm going to call it start from 2020 1 and the end date will now be to 2022 month is 12/31. So if I run this, it create a date between these two values for me starting from the 1st of January 2020, and if I scroll down to the bottom, it ends at the 31st of December 2022, which is fine. So if I have a static date, I can always use that to just put it. But there's another awesome way. So this is one. The second one, let me create a new table and let me call it date calendar auto. Date calendar, and I'm just going to call it auto. So with this, I call calendar auto. This is very powerful, yeah. So let's see this. It doesn't take any parameter than what we call the fiscal year end month. What does this mean? Not everybody start their year in January and end in December. Some start their year in February, some start in March, some start in any month of the year and end in the other month. Yeah. So this particular function takes that into account and say when does your year end? Let's say for instance my year end in March. So I have February to March as my year. So I'm just going to pass in 3 year as my fiscal year end in month 3 and close this. And I'm just going to run this. So let's see what happens. We'll see it started 4/1/2002. That's April will be my since my year ends in March, my year will start in April. From April 1st, 2002, let's see when it ends. It ends March 31st, 2006. The question is now, where does this is this date? What calendar autos does is it scans through all your data and check where there is any column with the date data type, and it picks the minimum and the maximum there. So whichever where the minimum falls. So if the date falls in between a year, it shows the full year for that. Let's say for instance, I have a date at, let's say, 1st of April 2002. If the calendar auto wants to return, it returns everything for that whole year. So it means it covers every date that I have and covers the whole year of that date. So that's what calendar auto does. Yeah. So if you don't know the date, you are not sure, or it's very dynamic, calendar auto makes sense to go with. But if you want to fix it between two dates, and you even want to make it dynamic and say just refer to a particular table and pick the min and max from that table, then you can go with the calendar. But most of the time, calendar auto just does the trick to do this. Yeah. But this is not everything you want to do in a calendar. You have a lot of things you want to do. So let's just do a calculation about three things. Let's say I want to find a year, the year of this. So I can do a new column, and I'm going to call it year. And I'm just going to say call the year function, and I pass the date in it. So I'm just going to pass that date in it, and I'm just going to call it, and it's going to show me the year for each of them. Let's do two more things. Yeah. Let's calculate the month number, and that will just be call the function month and pass the date into it, and we just return the month number for that, like 1, 2, 3 up to 12. Let's just do one more thing. Yeah. Let's calculate the name of the month. So I can just call it month name, and I'm just going to use what we call format to do that. And I'm going to pass in my date into it, and I'm just going to tell him, what do you want to show? Just show me the three digits of the month, and I just run this. So it shows me the first three. If I want to show everything, I can just pass the fourth M into it and just run this, and it shows me the month in full down. You can as well go and say, let's show the quarter, and we'll just call quarter. Just say quarter function and then pass the date into it. And with this, I have my calendar, my date table, and I can start connecting this to my various tables and try to start to centrally use it to do this. But there is one more thing to do here. If you want to use a date table, the next thing to do is go to that date. Yeah. Click on these three dots. Let's go back. Go to that date. Right click on it. Okay, so that's how to create a date table in Power BI. Thank you for watching, and if you'd like to learn more on analytics with Power BI and other data science courses, kindly log on to www.sacraclearning.com. If you find this video helpful, like and subscribe to this channel.